Welcome back. Jared Jones with The Real Show on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon in less than sunny Las Vegas because it gets dark at 3 in the afternoon here, Gene. But just getting back to 7 deadly mistakes. 7 deadly mistakes. No need to be solemn. No need to be concerned. Not a worry, not a care. We're going to tell you exactly how to navigate these last 4 major issues that come up in the process of trying to sell your home. Investors, are you looking for better cash returns? Why not earn cash returns on rent? The market is extremely low on supply, and when supply is low, we know what happens to the value of your home. Call today to get a list and right on your email of hot off-market listings, bank-owned, pre-foreclosure, builder closeouts. We will send you properties. I'll have rental comps on the properties we send you. I even have a specific VIP investor program where I will bring homes to you that have a net projected cash return of 9 to as much as 15% returns on rent for cash purchases. It is a very unique buying opportunity. It has lower demand because you're not out there, hustling through all the properties that are online, all the realtor properties. It's a very specific, unique buying opportunity. If you are interested, 496-5000 or go to 4965000.com. Segueing back, to recap, we spoke about picking the wrong buyer, how appraisals get cut. People lose thousands of dollars that way. We talked about poor timing. We talked about folks, especially underwater homeowners, waiting too long, putting their home on the market, and then having to wait month after month, painstakingly trying to sell their home when there's tons of homes on their street for sale and buyers keep walking by because they know a short sale is not short. They know it will take a long time. And coincidentally, demand for those types of properties go down in a market when there's a lot of supply, and it ends up costing a person who's underwater. So being very judicious with timing the market, getting out in a market like it is right now is very good for folks who want to sell fast. So poor timing is a big deal. Waiting, losing opportunities such as Debt Forgiveness Act coming at the end of this year, HAFA as well coming to an end. Folks, we're going to give you some awesome concepts coming up about short sales. We've had clients, I had one client walk away with 2 $25,000 checks, Gene. 2 $25,000 cooperative checks because they went through and decided to work with their lender, and it is a headache at times. They got all the paperwork together and sent it back, and they asked for updated paperwork, but we got a buyer through their home. They bought it, goes off the market in 5-6 days, and they go through the paperwork, and they bite the bullet up front and get all the paperwork together, and then it's quiet, and we work with their bank, and then when they got $25,000 for their homes, they were pretty ecstatic. And that's that's an uncommon situation, but it happens. And a lot of lenders are spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, at most any given time. It's called cooperative money or co-op money. And it's there for those because the bank wants folks to step on up and manage those situations and try to help mitigate their losses as best that they can, to make sure that there's as little loss and as little loss of time, not just money. And you got to understand, when your bank slaps a notice on your door, they've already ran processes through foreclosure. They've already started some of the legal activity that has to happen, and that costs them money. So a lot of folks call in, they're like, oh, I got legal notices on my door. What do I got? What can I get out of this transaction now? And you got to understand that your company that owns the mortgage on your home, they want to work with you ahead of their expenses of trying to capture the home and provide resolution through some kind of forceful event like foreclosure. They want to remedy that ahead of it. And so they're saying, look, we will take the money we got to invest in a legal process and offer it to you with a co-op. But if you wait too long, you will potentially have a much lower price that brought from the market on your home. The offers that come in maybe more, much more. You can drop. With lowered supply, prices will come down, and it's a situation you don't want to find yourself in if you're upside down. So.
Well, and if you're not being cooperative, also as you hence the word co-op is, the lender will be less likely to work with you and also just proceed. Like we talked about earlier, postponing sale dates is much more difficult now. And, you could, once again, leave thousands on the table.
Well, this next item we talk about is under-marketing your home. Under-marketing, underexposure, getting the word out on your home when it's for sale is critical to what you walk away with. I laugh, and me and Gene were kind of putting this list together, and I really thought it would be funny to tell you as a listener to go out and grab the Homes Illustrated off the newsstand. It's one of the widely printed homes magazines that's out there, and go through it and see how many homes are in there. Now, there's roughly 4,000 homes on the market, and I know there ain't 4,000 homes in that book for sale, Gene. So what's interesting is, a lot of folks will go and list their home and they expect the realtor to be marketing their home. And I feel by and large, realtors do a fantastic job. It is one of our strongest traits. It absolutely should be a very large part of our knowledge base and what we are offering a client, besides other unique services. But we should be able to get the word out on their home in mass. When I walk into a home, I love to hand the seller a list of buyers for their home. I said it earlier. I will a lot of times pull just the last 60 days, and I'll walk into to someone's home. And the last 60 days is a list of probably around 220 buyers that have called my office. And when we talked earlier about the fact that a lot of folks lean on open houses because that's what they want to utilize for exposure, I kind of believe it should be bigger than that. I think a home is not just an open house on Saturday for 4 hours. A home should be an open home every day of the week. Why limit your marketing of a home to one day for 4 hours? Why not have a sign and have access 24 hours a day? And we actually have, for instance, through the automation of technology, writers on our signs where folks can call an 800 number and get all the details on the home as if I'm standing at the end of their driveway at 2 a.m. when they're stumbling home looking at this beautiful home in the middle of the night, because we're a 24-hour town and they probably just had a steak dinner and they were, coming home from fun. But it's key to marketing.
Well, yeah, Jared, what I think is key is what we talked about earlier, what you went into as far as exposure. Days of putting a sign up, obviously that's important, put it on the MLS. And now that we have the internet, there's a lot of different access out there to potential buyers. However, the program we have with our extensive buyer pool, and, just as we spoke about earlier, how many times during the week do you get a new listing, or even when I get a new listing, we immediately consult with each other and we're already pairing up buyers for this listing, buyers that are ready and able and wanting to buy right away. So, I think that's one of the strongest tools that we offer. And Jared already explained our buyer program and everything else that we have to pair these up with our sellers.
Yeah, I think it comes back to the concept of buyers in waiting. So most sellers, when they call me and they say, I want to sell now, I can tell you as a seller, you're sitting in your car on your couch at your home. I can tell you with confidence that I can have an offer to you, a cash offer in writing within 24 hours of you calling me and me seeing your home.
Well, and doesn't that go back to your guarantee of that if you don't sell it, you'll buy it back from them?
Well, that's an additional concept, is that we do have a guarantee that we offer that if we don't sell your home in 30 days, that we will buy your home. We'll have an offer so that you can go and buy another one of our homes. And so that you don't have to wait and end up in a catch-22 where you own two homes. But it's unique propositions like that. When you sell your home, one of my signs, for instance, that's out there in front of your house, it has a rider on top of that sign that says, buyers, buy this home and I will buy yours. So imagine if you're going to sell your own home and you could offer anybody out there the right to say, hey, anybody wants to buy my home, buy it and I'll buy your home so you can buy it. Would that give you more of an advantage in the market if you were trying to sell your own home, or less? It would create definitely much more of a buyer demand. Good buyer, any agent that has really strong consumer benefits like that, you really, really need good, concepts of marketing, homes that work for today. 10 years ago, the concepts of 10 years ago don't work today. So marketing exposure absolutely leads to a faster sale, a sale at a higher price. And not selling, quickly most times will automatically default you into taking less for your home. That's just almost a natural next step when you're trying to sell your home.
Well, and it goes back to what we talked about earlier once again, is that these are qualified buyers that we know are qualified, ready and able, and willing to buy right then.
Absolutely. Well, the next key thing we want to discuss is negotiation support. Not having a strong negotiation ability. If you're trying to sell your own home and you are so personal, so attached to that home as an investor or just a homeowner that's going for sale by owner, some folks get in the way of their own sale because they're so personal to it. And it's hard because it is your home. And I really, really understand that. But it happens that if, such a overlooked process when you're trying to do it yourself, you can't, consider negotiation lightly. You are going to be in a position where you have to demand top dollar for your home. Can you do it? Can you do it without, making someone angry or getting confrontational or being so passive and so quiet or, kind of introverted that you don't really place a solid, sound argument on why you should get that price for your home?
Well, and Jared, to me, this is one of the most important parts, negotiation. And we could talk about this. We could have a whole hour show on this alone. But I think, maybe it enlightens some of the listeners today about one step of this is rebutting appraisals, which could be huge. And I know that, you're very versed and have done several times.
Absolutely. Here's one concern. If you are going to sell your own home or you're hiring an agent, in the market we live in, one of the major causes of you not going to full price and getting everything you want is an appraisal cut, as we talked about earlier. So when we come back, I'm going to give you some specific skills that you can use to say, put $20,000, $30,000 back in your pocket from a cut appraisal. Talk to you then.